Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. There was an IBF minimum weight fight over in Osaka in Japan. A rematch, actually, between what had originally been a really great fight, a very tough fight. Pedro Taduran beat Ginjiro Shigeoka, stopped him in 9 rounds. This was last year. I think it was June, July, August, that sort of time. And at the time, Shigeoka, like I say, was the IBF champ, made a couple of defences, but bumped into this sort of teak-tough Filipino called Pedro Taduran, who came over with 4 defeats, all on point, 17 wins, and 16 wins. I think it was 60, I think he had 16-4 record, and a draw on there as well. And Shigeoka, the Japanese fighter, thought, no problem, I'll outbox him, I'll beat him up. No, he got stopped in 9 rounds, which was considered to be quite a shock. And the Filipino, the unheralded Filipino, only 28 years old, southpaw, just like Shigeoka, suddenly he was a world champ, IBF world champ. And he came back to Japan to make his first defence in a rematch. And it was a different type of fight. It was made different by the fact that Shigeoka, I think he thought, I probably took the guy a little bit too easy first time. I was a little bit overconfident. So this time round, he thought, I won't get stuck in. I won't do that phone booth warfare thing. I'll box, and move. And for periods of the fight, he did that quite well, certainly early on. And he was trying to frustrate Taduran. Now, this was on Pro Box TV, and Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri, who I really respect both of their opinions. I think they're terrific commentating duo. Pro Box is really a really good platform for fighters. But they were saying, this is a really close fight. Well, I was a little surprised to hear that, because I thought that Taduran's pressure and industry, his work rate, was he was just outworking Shigeoka, and Shigeoka was doing some good work. He was moving very, very well. There were little pockets where he would thread punches through that were very accurate. But I thought Taduran, even though not all his punches were winning, nevertheless, he looked to me like he was winning the rounds just on almost on effort. So I was a bit surprised. I had this 116-112 for Taduran, and I think Paulie and Chris were thinking it was maybe a draw, maybe even a slight win for Shigeoka, but I don't know, it depends what you're looking for, I suppose. But there's no doubt in my mind that Taduran did outwork Shigeoka, and Shigeoka, he was fighting intelligently. He had made those adjustments. He knew the mistakes he'd made in the first fight, and now he was trying to do something different, and he was succeeding to some extent. There's no doubt that on the occasions when Taduran was pushed back, he didn't look good. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't seem to know what he was doing. But those occasions were few and far between. And Taduran, even though Paulie and Chris were criticising his footwork, it did seem that he was getting into position and putting enough heat on Shigeoka to win most of the rounds. This is going to be disappointing for Shigeoka, because, like I say, this is his second defeat in a row. He's now 11-2, both those defeats to Taduran. But he was being heralded as one of Japan's big new stars. Now he's got back-to-back defeats. Weirdly enough, and this was mentioned by the commentators too, he looks small for the weight, which is, considering their 105-pound minimum weights, is kind of crazy. The women have a division. It's called atom weight. It's like 102 pounds. He would be ideal in that weight. They have one smaller than minimum weight. I didn't know you could go beneath minimum, but apparently you can. I think the women call it something different. But yeah. He looked small for that. Taduran looked bigger. And Taduran, even though he's got those 4 defeats on his record, they're all on points, and they're all to decent fighters. It's kind of, again, as we've said so many times before, it's all about you know, learning from your mistakes, and, you know, trying to sort of build on previous performances. And it looks to me like Taduran has done that. I mean, he is only 28, so he's kind of learnt on the road, so to speak. He's kind of learnt, you know, by, okay, picking up defeats, okay, you know, never mind, back to the drawing board, let's do some work here, and let's work on this, let's work on that. Maybe he wants to work on his footwork a little bit more. But as a front-footed forward fighter, he'll give you plenty of work. And you can sort of see how he's lost 4 times, because he can be outboxed, so you get that impression. But it's got to be you've got to be physically strong to outbox this guy, as well as have the skills. And I think Shigeoka, again, looked a little bit too small for the minimum weight, or certainly smaller than Taduran. But, you know, we're talking guys who are sort of 5'3", 5'4", that 5'5" at the most, maybe. Very little guys, skinny, short guys. But yeah, I mean, a third fight, I don't know, probably not. Shigeoka will probably go down a different route. There are other minimum weight champs, and Taduran will probably be looking for unifications now. So, like I say, this fight was on ProBox TV. It's free to watch. It's on. It was on the undercard of Angelo Leo fighting Kameda, Tomoki Kameda, and, you know, go and have a look at it, because it's free. It's a good fight. It's a good little entertaining fight. I'm going to do a video, I think, on ProBox TV, because they deserve a big shout out for the sort of work they do and the cards they put on. And again, the commentary team of Paulie and Chris Algieri is fantastic as well. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this fight if you saw it. If not, go and have a look at it. And thank you very much for watching the video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and support the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and bye for now.